Okay, welcome back to the Dublin Academy Online. Right, today we're on Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths, Series 5, and we're on Episode 4, and it's Paper 1, Sequence of the Series. Now, so my name is Michael, and right, we'll just have a look at this question. It says, in an arithmetic sequence, T5 is equal to 21, T10 is equal to 41, find the values of A and D. Okay, now, I'm going to show you how to do this. So T of 5 is equal to 21. Now it's arithmetic sequence, so the first thing we do is we write down our formula. So Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, and then we can slot them in, right? So I've got T of 5 is equal, I'm told, is equal to 21. Alright, so Tn is equal to, so I must put in my values. I don't know A and D so far, but I know n is 5. Okay, and it's equal to 21. Okay, so Tn, when Tn is equal to 21, this implies that A plus D, A plus n, which is 5, minus 1, times D, which we don't know, is equal to 21. So you see I substituted this in for this. Do you follow? I don't have my differences and I don't have my first term, but I can find them. Okay, and I'll show you this because these are related. Okay, they're in the same sequence. So I clear this up, so that's equal to A plus 4D is equal to 21. So that's my first equation. Right, now I'm doing the next equation. So that's T of 5, the next one is T of 10 is equal to 41. So I put it in again into the equation, Tn up above, so Tn is equal, so it's A plus n is 10 minus 1 times D is equal to 41. Okay, so I multiply them out. A plus 9D is equal to 41. Okay, A plus 9D is equal to 41. Okay, so now we have a second equation. And these two equations, because they're related, I can solve them by simultaneous equations. Okay, so I'm going to put my values up here. So I've got A plus 4D is equal to 21. And I've got A plus 9D is equal to 41. Okay, so we got 41 and 21. Just check that, yeah. Now, so I bring these two together. Okay, so I'm going to bring these two together and I'm going to solve them. So I got A plus 4D is equal to 21. And I got A plus 9D is equal to 41. Now you're looking at this and you're saying, how can I solve this equation? Alright, so I multiply some term by a number to eliminate the term. So I got A here and I'm going to multiply that by minus 1 times the top. Minus A minus 4D is equal to minus 21. A plus 9D is equal to 41. Bring down the next line, I didn't do anything to it. I cancel them out. 9D minus 4D is 5D is equal to 21 minus 21 plus 41. Take the smaller from the larger and keep the sign of the larger, 20. D is equal to 4. Okay, now I've solved out D is equal to 4, I can put back into any of those equations. Okay, so I'm going to pick the most simplest one, which is this one. A plus 4D is equal to 21. I've got D is equal to 4, so A plus 4 times 4 is equal to 21. A plus 16 is equal to 21. A is equal to 21 minus 16. A is equal to 5. Okay, so there's D is equal to 4, and I keep writing these out. D is equal to 4, you can't see up here, but I'm putting them out. And A is equal to 5. Right, so you've solved for that parts of it. Okay, A and D. Now it says next. I'll have to use the previous equations, I think, for this next part. And it says, the next part says, excuse me, find T of n. Okay, so T of n, Tn, we know that Tn is equal to, yes, you remember, A plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, I have my values for D and A. Okay, so D is equal to 4 and A is equal to 5. So I have found through simultaneous equations there's a relevance going on here, okay, and I can find the relevance by simultaneous equations. Now I'm filling in for A is equal to 5, D is equal to, so it's got n minus 1 times D d, which is equal to 4. Okay, so that's equal to 5 plus multiply 4n minus 4. I'm multiplying everything by 4 here. So that's equal to 1 plus 4n. So that's the general equation for these two fellas here. Okay, we've found out that this is their connection. Okay, so if anything, so every equation on this sequence will satisfy this equation. Okay. The next part, it says where we find t. That is t of n. Okay, so that's t of n. So t of n, I write it out. T of n is equal to 1 plus 4n. I'm always writing out my answers onto the right hand side. Okay, so for future, and so nobody gets confused. Now it says make it equal. What's t of 60? Well, I know that t of n is equal to 1 plus 4n. Okay, so that means that t of 60 is equal to 1 plus 4 times 60. Do you get what I'm getting at here? Okay, so you put it in and you got 4 60s is 240 plus 1 is 241. So t of 60, that's the 60th term, is equal to 241. So if you go along this line, you will see, if you go along, you're running along, so you got T5 here somewhere along, you got T10 here, and then all the way up here you got T60, the numbers. Okay, so T5, the number for T5, which was 21, and the number for T10, which is 41, and the number for T60, which is 241. Okay, so you can, through this simple formula of Tn, you can now find out any number really, or any associated number. Okay, so that's very good. Next. Right, that's really a lot of it there now. There's another question here I came across which is quite interesting, and it gives you two values, right? So it says that in an arithmetic sequence, T1 plus T3 is equal to 12, T4 plus T6 is equal to 24. Okay, so now it's an arithmetic sequence. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, and I am on T1 plus T3. So what's T1? T1 is equal to, so I'm just putting them in now here. T1 is equal to A plus 1 minus 1 times d, because n is the nth term. Okay, so this is always denoted as the nth term. So T1 is equal to A, 0 times d is equal to A. Okay, so there's one value. And then you go and get your next value, which is T3. Okay, so T3 is going to equal to A plus 3 minus 1 times d. So that's equal to A plus 2d. Just check that. Yeah, A plus 2d. Yeah. Okay, so now you got T1 plus T3, which was the question up here, is equal to 12. So you bring the two of them together. You got T1, you got A. T2 is A plus 2d. And you make it equal to 12. And you're left with A plus A is 2A plus 2d is equal to 12. Okay? And along you do it the same for T4 and T6. Okay, so you put in T4 and you put in T6 and you get out two values. Okay, so we got 2A plus 2d is equal to 12. Now if I do the same with T4 and T6, and make it equal to 24, I get out my values that T4 and T6. T4 is equal to A plus 3d. And then I add them, and then T6 was A plus 5d, and it's all equal to 24. And I add them up, and I got 2A here, and I got 8d here is equal to 24. And then I bring my equation back in again, and I got 2A plus 2d is equal to 12, because it says these are related. Okay, in the question it says these are in a sequence, okay, of that sequence. So I've got two values here from my simultaneous equations. Okay, T1 and T3, T4 and T6, and they're all related. Okay, and because they're related, I can subtract, I can solve them by simultaneous equations, and I can multiply the bottom line by minus, because I'll have a plus here. So that's going to be 2A plus 8d is equal to 24, and a minus 2a minus 2d is equal to minus 12. They cancel, so you got plus 6d is equal to 12, d is equal to 2. And when you solve for d, you can put in 2 in for d, so you got into the most simplest one. Any of them will do, okay? Any of these will do. So I'm going to just put it into the 2a plus 2d. Okay, so it's 2a plus 2d is equal to 12. And I put my values in for d, so I got 2a plus 2 times 2 is equal to 12. Is that right? Okay, yeah. And then I get, that's 4, so 2a is equal to 12 minus 4, which is equal to 8, and a is equal to 4. Okay, so you've solved your values. A is equal to 4, and d is equal to 2. Right, so that's everything. D is equal to 2 here, and a is equal to 4 here. Now, I hope that makes it much clearer now. You can go through this slower. I probably went a bit fast. But anyway, there's plenty of questions for you to do and to practice on. If you have any problems, you know you can contact me. Okay, that's if you're part of this series. Now, in an arithmetic sequence, T4 is equal to 14, T9 is equal to 34. Find the values of A and D, and then eventually T13. Okay, so the first thing you know is an arithmetic sequence, so you use the formula Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. In this sequence, the arithmetic, same again, arithmetic formula, that's the first thing you do, you write out the formula. T8 is equal to that, and third term is 12, so T3 is equal to 12. Oh, there it is, I wrote it out again. Find A and D and T of 100, that's the 100th term. Right, I hope you're getting now all this N's and this D's and this A's, because you know it's very important that N is understood properly, okay, and the formula is understood. Right, that's very good now. I hope you do those questions. Remember, practice, practice, and I'm available at www.dublinacademyonline.com. Thank you very much. Bye.